Welcome back, fam. Ada explained why Cardano will be huge. So I did a What is Cardano Ada explained video late last month that goes through what Cardano is. Today I really want to go through why Cardano will be huge because Ada has been pumping in the last 2 weeks. And overall, this whole entire year, Cardano has been doing pretty well. So I want to take a closer look and I want to explain to you why is it that Cardano is pumping so hard and why is it that we haven't really seen the peak yet of this entire pump. If you haven't bought some Cardano for your portfolio yet, my recommendation is buy some Cardano. You want that as insurance because it has already overtaken XRP in its market cap, hanging right below Tether in 4th place. If you don't know what Cardano is, then I really encourage you to go check out my video, What is Cardano? And if you haven't staked Cardano yet, I really recommend you to check out my video, Cardano Staking, because I want you to stake your Cardano and earn that passive income. Because that's what we are. We're a passive income channel. We want to make money when we're sleeping. So I encourage you to watch this entire video to really make sense for yourself why Cardano is a good buy and why you should buy it. Other than that, if you haven't already, please be sure to smash the like, smash the subscribe. Let's get into the video. Alright, before we get into the theory, I just want to go through the current news of what's happening in the markets with Cardano. So Cardano is really experiencing a high buying spree because it gained 20% on February 7th, 2021. And this has been happening for that entire week and it's still happening. And that's probably because Tesla just bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin, which gives all the other altcoins a boost because the rule is, well, it's a very loose rule, that altcoins price usually follows Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin rises, all the altcoins will follow. When Bitcoin falls, all the altcoins will follow. So Cardano's market value was pushed to $20 billion. What that represents is 1.7% of the total cryptocurrency market. And at the peak, Cardano's market value was $24 billion. And I just want to put this out there that if you're in some Facebook groups for cryptocurrency like I am, then a lot of people will be saying that ADA is useless because the price hasn't really moved until now for the last 3 years. And the thing is, you gotta be patient with these things. 3 years is pretty average. It's actually very early when it comes to a startup because a startup I think takes 5 years to get off the ground. But if we're talking about Cardano, which is peer-reviewed, and Cardano is the only peer-reviewed cryptocurrency on the market, then it makes sense that these things take time in order to get the price pumping. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme, which a lot of people think cryptocurrencies are. And these are the ones that have weak hands, which means they buy in the high and they sell at the low. The reasons you should buy Cardano should not be based on the price and how much the price moves within a specific time frame. It should be on the use case. Much like investing in every other altcoin, you should look at the use case, see if there's a valid use case, and then decide whether to invest in it, which is what we're talking about right now. Alright, now let's talk about the reasons for the hype recently. So the application of Goguen to its test network, and we're going to explain Goguen in just a bit, but the application of Goguen to Cardano's test network makes it a multi-asset network, and we'll also explain that in a bit. And this was achieved in February 3rd. The next stop is the mainnet, which is like production, which is said to be around February 20th to February 24th. And production basically means it's live. So that is why really the main reason why ADA is pumping right now. And around the time of February 20 to 24, I can really see ADA just popping off the time frame. So what's really happening is that Cardano network is transitioning from Shelly to the Goguen era. And we're going to explain Shelly, Goguen, and all the other eras in just a bit as well. But basically think of it as this. Your Charmeleon is evolving to a Charizard. Now this transition happens through 3 updates, codenamed Allegra, which happened in December 2020, Mary, which is happening now, and Plutus. And here's this description for the multi-asset network. What Mary allows users to do is that it allows them to create custom on-chain tokens that are native to the network. And that makes ADA a multi-asset blockchain. So what this really sounds like to me is that ADA is like the reserve currency, US dollar, and all the other tokens that are made in that network are all the other currencies that are fiat currencies. Now, multi-asset blockchains are extremely rare in the crypto space. Most platforms will use smart contracts or sidechains to establish platforms with native assets. The giant claim here is that Goguen will bring forth a tokenization strategy that is superior to that is supported on the Ethereum blockchain, and that native tokens on Cardano are more secure and affordable. Now, Plutus, which is one of the updates, will offer a platform for building apps for supply chains, track and trace, medical records, identity voting, property registration, peer-to-peer payments, and financial systems. And Plutus is to be released later in the year. And to top off the big news with even bigger news, Grayscale already filed a Grayscale Cardano Trust. Overall, ADA has already appreciated 97% in a month and 659% in a year. In 2021 alone, ADA's market value has increased 300%. And the current forecast estimated prices of ADA will be $2 per coin. So I think right now is a really good time to buy some ADA. In late January of 2021 alone, transactions with a value of 100,000 or more has seen an increase of 424%. Now, why is this good? Well, the more value that is transferred within the Cardano blockchain, the higher the fees are paid, which will affect ADA's market value positively. Alright, now let's talk about the eras. Shelley, Goguen, what do all those mean? So remember, ADA Cardano has 5 eras, which means 5 eras where there are major changes that are going to happen. They are the Byron, which works on foundation, Shelley, which works on decentralization, Goguen, which works on smart contracts, Ethereum, Basho, which is scaling, and Voltaire, which is governance. Now what we do here on my channel is we talk about passive income, and most specifically, we like it when our assets are making us the most money. And I can see Cardano making us the most money during the Shelley era, during the Goguen era, and during the Basho era. And a lot of the people who are complaining that Cardano didn't really move within the last 3 years, well, that is because it was in the Byron. It was building its foundation, and we can't expect price to move in its foundation. It's not until now, during Shelley, when we can really stake Cardano, which I really recommend you doing, so check out my video there to learn how to stake. And the Goguen era, where it introduces smart contracts to really let it compete against Ethereum. So really, let's dig deep into Shelley, Goguen, and Basho, and really what they introduced to the Cardano blockchain that makes it so valuable. Alright, so in Shelley comes with the introduction of delegation and incentive schemes, a reward system to drive stake pools, and community adoption. Here's the thing, Cardano utilizes game theory, human psychology, and self-interest for ADA holders to want to delegate, to stake on Cardano. At the end of the Shelley era, Cardano is expected to be 100 times more decentralized than other blockchains, with around 1,000 stake pools. This is big because current blockchain networks are often controlled by less than 10 stake pools, which allows the chances for monopolies to form. And this doesn't happen in Cardano because if a stake pool gets too big, there is diminishing rewards, which I'll explain in my staking video. And because there are diminishing rewards, people will go to other stake pools to keep the entire system, the entire network, decentralized. And Cardano's proof of stake strategy is way more energy efficient than proof of work. If I remember correctly, mining for Bitcoin takes as much energy as the entire country of Austria. And to give you a little bit of a comparison, I stake on both Cardano and on Polkadot. And the difference is that Cardano, you don't have to have like a really big chunk of Cardano to stake. You can stake with the Cardano you have. But on Polkadot, it's a competition. If there's an amount of people that are staking in one stake pool in Polkadot, and you're ranked 255, I believe, in terms of biggest Polkadot holder that's staked in that stake pool, you will not get any rewards. What I mean to say is that the people with the most Polkadot would have a higher chance of getting rewards than the people with less Polkadot. Now let's talk about Goguen, the era that we're transitioning into. With Goguen, we introduced smart contracts, which makes Cardano a real competitor against Ethereum, which is why we're calling it the ETH killer. It gives users the ability to build decentralized applications on Cardano's solid foundation of peer-reviewed research and high assurance development. And again, Cardano is the only blockchain that is peer-reviewed. Again, in addition to smart contracts, Goguen enables users to create new natively supported tokens, which makes this a multi-asset network. And this will allow for the tokenization of many digital and physical assets. So really think about it this way. If you look at the eras such as Shelley introduced interest rates, that's great. That's why people buy in. And now Goguen introduces smart contracts, which is great again because now it's real competition against Ethereum. And people see how well Ethereum is doing right now with a price of $1,700 breaking all-time highs. That really puts a lot of belief into Cardano being an ETH killer and legit competition against Ethereum, which is why it is priced and ranked at 4th place right now, right below Tether. Alright, let's finally wrap it up with the Basho era. So in the Basho era, the work is to optimize the network by improving scalability and interoperability of the network. The whole idea is to make the network better by supporting growth and high transaction volumes. And over here is where we introduce sidechains, which are like Polkadot's parachains. They are new blockchains that offloads work from the main Cardano chain to make everything more efficient. So I'm going to use an analogy that I use in my other videos. So with sidechains, let's imagine we have one highway. If we have 40,000 cars, it's going to take a long time for those 40,000 to pass through one highway. But if you split that highway into 6 highways, it's going to go much faster. 40,000 cars will get through those 6 highways in no time. And that's the idea behind sidechain. And Polkadot has the same idea with parachains. But by doing this, by expanding the highways, it makes everything more scalable. It makes everything more cheaper. People don't have to spend as much time time. That means that transaction fees will be lower. The carbon gas, if we're driving, would be lower because people won't be sitting idle on a highway forever. So that's why optimization is another point in the Basho era where I see that once we get to this era, price is gonna pop off again. And that's it for this video. I hope you learned something about the eras and why really Cardano is really popping off now as compared to before. Remember, the Shelley era is interest rates, smart contracts is in the Goguen era, competition against Ethereum. Basho era is when we have a lot more highways. With that said, please share this video if it brought you some value. Other than that, please smash the like button, subscribe, check out these other videos on passive income, cryptocurrencies, and Cardano, and I'll see you guys again next time. Peace.